Hello and welcome to another World Radio League live stream. Today's live stream is a World Radio League Q&A, question and answer session. Put up a live stream questions Discord channel. I'll put the Discord invite link in here now. For those of you who have not jumped on our Discord yet, this is your invite link. Hope everyone's doing well. Hello, Dave. K6GAE. Hello, KT Money. There's our Discord invite link. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Glad to see everybody jumping in. KT Money, hey, hey. Evening, Dave. And if you do jump into our Discord, please remember to drop your call sign in your name. Rodney, KJ5FWC, hello, hello, hello. Let me go ahead and turn my music off. We got this new beta feature here where I can show comments on the stage, which is really fantastic. That means you guys can tell when I get to see your comment on the stream because it populates probably about the same time I see it. Where's my music? I turn it off. Hit the wrong music there at the start, so the beginning of this thing will sound a little funny. But yeah, great to see everyone. K6JE, as I learn more, I will have to come stream with you. Yes, Dave, absolutely. I would love to have you on sometime here on World Radio League live stream. Maybe we can do a collab, even my personal channel. I'd love to do a live with you. Maybe we can do a collab at some point. Hamshack TV. Hello, hello, hello. Great to see you, my friend Josh. Rodney says just got out of a VE session. New texts have been minted. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do you ever hear anybody using ham radio prep through there? I would love to know. K6JE, what am I using for streaming? Dave, I'm using StreamYard. It's a great tool. It's what we've always used here at World Radio League for our live streams. StreamYard. Robert KF0DKZ in the house. Hello, Robert. Once again, I'm going to drop this Discord invite link in. This is the World Radio League Discord channel. Go ahead and hop in there. We have a live stream questions chat in there. So feel free to drop your questions in that live stream questions chat. Pepe, I hope you are listening tonight. Pepe dropped a lot of questions in here. Let me put a note in here. There we go. We're live now. Feel free to add questions. Just put a note in there. And then let me also grab, hopefully everybody's hearing me okay on YouTube. If you are, give me a thumbs up, please. Or just, something in the chat where I can tell that you can hear me okay. Let me drop a link here in the Discord. There we go. All right. We've got K6GAE. Oh, Dave, I didn't know you hadn't joined our Discord yet. I apologize. I thought you were already here. All right. Guys, share this. All right, KF4BOG says here's me. All right. Guys, share this stream out. If you want to get more people on here, have a night, then share this thing around. I'd love to get all kinds of interaction on here. We do have a lot of questions to cover that were dropped in the live stream questions channel in Discord, but please drop more in there or in the comments here below the video, and we'll get to those shortly. Rodney KG5FWC says a candidate passed 35 out of 35 using ham radio prep. That is great. That's great to hear. I'll have to share that. Let me grab a screenshot of that. Let's see here. I'd love to share that with Professor Jim. He would like to see that. So good to note. Thank you, Rodney. KF4BOG here says, "Here you good?" That's good. Chris Radio and Life. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. K6GAE is a member of our Discord now. So I'll go ahead and drop that link in one more time because there's more and more people joining. I'll drop it in here in a few minutes. You can scroll back through the comments and see the link to join our Discord. Otherwise, I'll drop it in probably here in a few minutes if I recall. Jacob Martin in the house. Hey, Jacob. Great to see you. Great to see you. All right. If you notice here, we've got this handy dandy new little, whoops, what did I do? There we go. It's handy dandy new little comments deal on screen, which is really handy. Unfortunately, weather moving in, so antenna is down. Hopefully back on the air tomorrow morning. Understand. We've had some pretty nasty stuff here as well, Rodney. And I did get the issue. Those of you who were on the other night, I did get the issue, I believe, worked out with my antenna. So we may fire it up and do a little FT8 here in a few minutes if it's still working well. All right, we got some questions, guys. We'll get to. So keep dropping them in the chat. Put them in the live stream questions channel on the World Radio League Discord. Just go ahead and drop that Discord link in. Again, there's more and more of you watching, and I want to get all we can out of here. So I think what I'm going to do is copy the question into the chat so I can put it on screen and talk about it at the same time. That's kind of what I'd like to do. So why can't I? Oops. Hopefully that didn't do anything too major. That didn't do anything either. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm after. Okay. I have to remember how to use this software on Mac to remember my history. There is the World Radio League Discord invite link, so use that. Okay, looks like we have a couple questions. K6GE says, Rodney in the same boat, antennas down due to storms. Rodney lives pretty close to me. I better check the radar. Let me see if I can get the radar pulled up and on stream here right quick. We'll take a look. Rodney just lives, I'm sorry, Dave is who I was trying to say. Dave lives just a few miles away from me, so. KJ5 eyes, yes, Rodney says he's got all his HF and only VHF and UHF at 10 feet. Koopa 70, do I like music? Yes, certain types of music I indeed do like. So we're fine right now. Okay, I'll pull up the radar and take a quick look. But okay, looks like we're getting some questions. We'll go back to those here in just a few minutes. Oops. Let me close these extra browser tabs out because that will be eating up my bandwidth here. Okay. Yeah, this can be closed. Here we go. Let's pull up. Oh, yeah, radars. Radar's showing all clear for now. I'm not going to pull that on stream because that's boring. If we ever have anything exciting go on during a stream, I'll probably pull it on. Let's see here. 65% think I like it. Oh, interesting. K6GAE says hasn't been stood back up since Monday. Yeah, I understand. Monday was a little crazy. Video is a bit grainy. GFX are clean. It's a honestly, I'm streaming with a GoPro Hero 10 Black, but my internet connection, I'm noticing StreamYard's telling me my internet connection is low and or unstable, so it could very likely be causing. I'm on a mesh system, and I'm kind of like at the edge of the mesh, so sorry about that. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. World Radio League have a template for Summerfield Day. We'll star that question. Get back to it, Jacob. I'm just starring your guys' questions here, and we'll get back to it. Thanks, Josh. All right, I'm going to start copying some questions out of the Discord. We'll get to some of the ones in the chat here. All these ones with a number on them right now are going to be from Pepe, HB9EVT. Pepe, I hope you're on stream tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and drop these in the comments, and then I'm going to show them on screen and answer them, you know, kind of in order here. I may take the number off of them, but I'll let you know when it's Pepe's question. So Rodney says VHF UHF is on a 5 meter. I'm guessing he said that's 5 meter lightning tripod, so it's extremely up and down. Just nuts. Getting shack design will have antennas in the attic. Yeah, nice. That's awesome. All right. First question from Pepe, HB9EVT. He may not be watching us tonight, but hopefully he can watch the replay here. What is the roadmap of the open feature requests which have been declared as good suggestions in the community forum? Guys, let's bring up the community forum and just take a quick look here so we can see what Pepe's talking about. So this is our question we're discussing right now. Let me bring up community, worldradioleague.com. There we go. Just need 75 feet of LMR 400 for each, only 300. Yeah, only $300. I have looked at, I guess you said LMR 600. I've looked at LMR 400, you know, at the local Smart Cam Fest here in Springfield before. I'd be like, thinking like, you know, maybe I'd get some, and then I look at the price. No, I can do just fine with my cheap RG8 or whatever it is off of Amazon that I get. It's compromised. I use RG316 for my POTA activations, so I'm not that concerned about it. I get signals out. Let me present my screen. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you're going to do a permanent installation and you want the best of the best, the LMR, I've heard they're really good. And, you know, if I had all the money to spend on a permanent installation, I would probably go that route, but I don't, and I don't need to go that route. So, yeah, I don't need LMR 400 for HF, says Dave. That's exactly right. It's better on the VHF, UHF. And even higher than that, it's probably more requirement, but yeah, it's all right. Let's see here. Let me check. All right, checking my notifications. Okay. Let me go ahead and see what we've got going on as far as regarding Pepe's question here. And Pepe, if you're on, I hope you're hearing. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Feature requests. Let's go to in progress. No? Good suggestions. Journal feedback. Let's see here. Open feature requests. Okay. So let's just kind of walk through these. How many do we have here? We've got a lot. Let's kind of walk through them a category at a time. Let's go feature request. A field call sign notes. Well, let's do this. Let's do the in progress and implemented. In progress, QR said log integration. That is definitely in progress. And we cover a little bit more of that here in a little bit. Cat control with virtual ports. Yes. I've been going back and forth with our devs. We're working on getting this working. None of us, only one person on the team has a flex, and he's on the HRP side of the team, and so we're trying to coordinate with him to get a good time to meet and get that set up. So sorry, I just saw another question in here that I need to star for going back to later. Add an address for sending QSL cards. An address. That's actually that looks like a very good request. I think that one's, since it's marked in progress, it's probably in our system. Feature request, desktop app for offline use. Yes, this one is very deeply in progress, and we can cover that. But just hitting these top highlights here. Generate Cabrillo file that's implemented. That is now available. In fact, I need to change the tag on that from. Oops. You change the tag on this. Where can I edit this topic? Oh, come on. Give me a second. Well, we can edit that later if we need to. Oh, this might be it right here. Nope, that's not it. Well, I cannot remember for the life of me how to change the tag on this thing, so we'll have to come back to that later. But anyway, yes, this one is definitely implemented. That one's working great. Improvement to the QSO map to expand the map display. Only see a portion of my QSOs. We're working on some improvements to the QSO map, so we'll definitely let's see that. All right. See here. We'll just hit a couple more of these and then we'll move on. But add comma support for multiple park to park. We've got that one in the list of upcoming features. Map globe across all contacts with filters. Okay, that one is probably with our design guy right now. So, then DX call sign lookup. Yes, we have. We're making major changes to that one, and that one's definitely coming up very soon. We'll be releasing some exciting stuff with that. WWFF spots on map. Yes, we now have WWFF spots live. That's awesome. We'll take a look at that here in a few minutes, probably. And we actually just dropped a video on that, so go check that out. It's not specifically WWFF, but WWFF is indeed included. Adding friends. Don't go check it out now. Stay on the stream. Go check it out after the stream. Hey Pepe, good to see you. Is that 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. your local time? 4 in the morning or 4 in the evening? We're dealing with your very first question so far. So so far everything we have here is on our roadmap, Pepe, except for the it's we're working through designing, iterating designs, working on getting it in the queue for the next few features to be built. The only ones that aren't in the lineup are generate Cabrillo file and for contests and WWFF spots on the map, because those are already implemented. So those are live, and we'll probably be changing that here in the community to note that. So says morning, 4 in the morning, Pepe. I'm yikes. That's a little early. It's a little early for me. But I'm glad you were able to join us. I really appreciate you jumping on here. Pepe sent us some really good questions, and we're going to work through several of them. I'm just copying them out of Discord, Pepe, and pasting them into the comments so I can show them on screen. So that's what's going on. Rodney, this weekend I'll test and see if I can get it working. If I do, we'll do a video. Okay, I know what we're talking about there. We'll get to that here shortly. Sean, hello. Great to see you. We're doing a Q&A, and we've just answered the first question. So we've been going for a little while, but we've been talking about all kinds of stuff. So let's see here. You know what? Let me see who has some comments here. We'll start with Rodney's. Rodney, how's the integration for QRZ going? Will it be bidirectional? I don't know. Actually, at this point, that's kind of up in the air. Wait, yes, I do know. Yes, it's going to be bidirectional. It's absolutely going to be bidirectional. Sorry, I had something else in my head, but yes, it's going to be bidirectional for sure. And yeah, we're super excited about that. We'll be working on that very soon. We'll be getting that ready for production. So we're really excited. This is one of our big ones, our next big ones. We're heads down in the desktop app and some other enhancements we had to work on, but this is like one of our very next big ones, and we're super excited about it. So thank you for that question. Chris, Radio in Life is the fee yearly or just one time? It's a yearly subscription. It's very cheap. If you calculate it out by month, it's like, I think the cheapest subscription is like $3 a month. So, it's very, very inexpensive. Jacob, KJ5IZS, will World Radio League have a template for Summer Field Day? Just curious. Let's take a look and see if we've got Summer Field Day in there yet. Give me just a second. We do contests and events a bit differently. So let's just pull it up real quick and show you. That's the easiest way. Hello, Jose Ramos, KD4 RVB. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Hello. Great to see you. In the chat there. Let me go ahead and share my screen once again. I'm sorry for the slightly grainy video, but my internet connection is slightly unstable. So, what were we talking about? Summer Field Day contests, upcoming contests. Let's see if Brad has got that in here. K4AZE. I think I gave the correct call sign there. Wouldn't that be crazy if I didn't? Yeah, K4AZE. He's our product engineer. He's been doing some great work with the contests, with talking to you guys here, sending in bag reports. Doing some great work there. So let me go ahead and scroll down here. Oops. There we go. Field Day right there. So what you'll do is you'll just go to Field Day. You'll join for free. It's it's in our contesting system, but it's it's an event. So you'll join for free, and then you can go into your logbook. Here's your class section fields, and that all just populates in here. You'll have your stats, your ranking, everything all in here, all laid out beautifully. Statistics, leaderboard, all sitting there, ready for you to use. So, absolutely. All right, we're gonna keep going through questions. We'll get there. Integration with Dave, if you're available here in just a few minutes, I'm gonna bring you on the stream. If you want to come on, give me a yes in the chat, and we'll see if maybe we can bring you on the stream to chat about Win for Yasu for a couple minutes, if you're available. So once again, hello, Jose. All right. VIP is like 80 for the year, but worth it. I think VIP is I'm trying to remember. I want to say it's like 108 or something like that for a year of VIP. Yes, definitely. You get all those advanced analytics and everything. Hey, there you go. KR4DCL. Were you on the leaderboard? KR4DCL. I don't see. Maybe you're referring to something else. Maybe I missed you. Oh, number 1 on Arkansas. Okay, leaderboard. Let me share my screen so you guys can see it. Share screen. Share. Let's go to state of Arkansas. Oops. Here we go. Most contacts overall. Oh, number one. Okay, maybe I misunderstood you. So you're on the leaderboard, top of the leaderboard for South Carolina QSOs. Okay. Okay. Let's grab South Carolina. There you are. KR4 DCL right there, Zach. Great to see you. Nice. Okay, Arkansas QSO party. I got you. Okay. No worries. Number one for the QSO party. That is fantastic, man. That's great. So what else we got here? Remember, it can be utilized by clubs for field day. Yes. So to explain what you do for a club, you create a club account with your club call sign. Then you give everybody the login and everybody that's going to be using it in your club the login credentials. They log in on their device, and you can go in here, and while you're logging on your device, you can go over here to this. You can go up here, change your call sign to the anyway. So yeah, you set up your club account, and you put your club call sign on the club account. Everybody logs in on their device, and everybody starts logging into that account. And as long as you're all connected to the network, it all syncs online. Or if you're using a tablet and you're offline, it'll sync online once you get connected. So it's really a great tool. So yeah, guys, keep that in mind. You can definitely use it for clubs. All right, Sean. Yeah, congratulations to KR4DCL for topping the Arkansas QSO party in World Radio League. Rodney's number one in Texas FT8. Yes, absolutely. NDX. No questions. Thanks for making the best logging site I've used. We really appreciate that. Can I just say thank you for that comment? That's really great to hear that kind of feedback. And no worries that you don't have any questions. Stick around as long as you do. Okay, Dave says he's back in his office. All right, I'll ping you on Discord, Dave, and we'll hit some of your questions. Just give me just a minute. I'm going to hit another one of Pepe's questions. We got plenty here, so I'm going to hit another one. So I'll drop you a link here in just a second, Dave, and bring you on stream. I'm going to answer another one of Pepe's questions. Let's see here. All right, this is a good one. Right here. This one says, in the list of upcoming contests are large contests published, such as the CQ Worldwide WPX, and many small contests, such as the Kentucky QSO Party. It is interesting to note that these are that these are only contests offered by U.S. hosts. I mentioned large contests. This is the world-famous All-Asian DX contest in June. Question: why does WRL only support contests which are offered by U.S. hosts? We do not specifically try to use to only support contests offered by U.S. hosts. So as soon as I saw your comment there, I pinged our guy that's doing the contest and said, "Hey, let's get the All Asian contest in there, and then we'll work on getting some more DX contests." So I'm glad. Thank you for the call out, and we're trying to get the top ones in there, and then we'll kind of work down from there and get more and more. We're really working closely with these QSO party guys, and so we're trying to partner with them. That's why you see a lot of those in there. Other than that, we're just trying to get the top contests in there and then work our way down to get some of the smaller and smaller ones until we, have a full range of everything in there. So thank you for that call out. That it helps us anytime somebody mentions a contest and says, "Hey, can you add this one?" That helps us out so that we can, we can really support you guys. So if you want a contest added, I'm going to start a new channel in our Discord right quick. Contest requests. go ahead and drop any contest you want added in the contest requests channel, and we'll get that added for you if we can. Let me go ahead and drop another invite link in the chat for the Discord. So just join our Discord, drop that in the contest request channel. So Dave, I'll shoot you a link here in a second. Rodney says, let's see here. Jacob says, definitely the best. I went to using World Radio League as primary logging software. I've used several others, and I think World Radio League is the best. Thank you, Jacob, so much. We really appreciate you. And Rodney says, and I have to keep taking the antenna down due to weather. Try to get 50 to 150 QSOs a day in the log. Helps cover the antenna down days. Absolutely, Rodney. With more contests added, maybe some sorting tools will be in order. That's a very, very valid point. Drop that in the contest request channel, Rodney. In Discord, go ahead and drop that suggestion. Tag me and Brad, and just tag both me and Brad in there, and we'll definitely take a look at that. KR4TCL says, actually did have a question. Okay, we'll get to your question here in just a minute. Right now, I'm going to bring Dave in, and Dave is a very good friend. He lives very close to me, just a few miles away. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Dave in, and you'll all get to see Dave. He's got his own YouTube channel, The Hillbilly Ham. And Dave, if you'll send me a link to your channel, I'll drop that in the comments, and so people can go over and subscribe to you. He's got a great channel, streams some nets and stuff that go on over there. So, all right, Dave should be popping in here in just a second. While we're waiting for him, we'll go ahead and grab another question here. KF4BOG says, have you posted the interview with me and other members at Dayton? Our content team has been hard at work hammering on the videos from Dayton. So I don't think we've got that one out yet. They've been fast at getting a lot of the videos out, but I don't think they've quite got that one yet. So keep an eye out. I'm sure that one will be coming soon. We'll give Dave a chance to get in here. Give me just a second, Dave, and I'll pull you on. All right, looks like we got Dave in here. Dave, are you ready to go? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go? All right, pull Dave on here. Dave, I believe we're going to play here, so I'm sorry my internet connection's a little slow. How you doing, Dave? Great to see you.
Oh, pretty good. Just waiting to get to this weekend. It's been a rough week at work, but I got one more day.
Oh yeah, I understand. Absolutely. Yeah, and then here in a couple weeks, we'll be headed to Springfield for the Smart Cam Fest. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am too as well. But I'm looking forward to Saturday.
All right. So you had a question. Yeah, I understand. Me too. And this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. So guys, we got Memorial Day weekend coming up. So hopefully you all are able to take off Monday and enjoy it. But, all right, Dave, you had a question: integration with Win4 Yaesu. So talk us through Win4 Yaesu. What is it? How does it work?
Well, Win4 Yaesu is cat control for. They've got it for ICOM and Yaesu. It'll actually, with the Win4 Yaesu on my Yaesus, I get almost every menu that I can do it right there on the computer. And I was talking, I can't remember who it was, but I was talking to he said he was one of the engineers. And they're looking at incorporating ComOCom, which is a virtual COM port. So that's when you brought up virtual COM port. That's why, and let them know if they need somebody else to test, let me know, because I will definitely test with mine.
Awesome. Okay, sounds good. Yes, we're getting ready to hopefully do a test with ComZeroCom and see if we can start getting that set up and working. So it's been one of our hurdles because we've been the virtual ports is something that we hadn't dealt with a lot in the past, and so we're just kind of getting into figuring out exactly how people use that. We understood it's a big deal with flex radios, but with the COM0 system and all that, that's going to be what's going to um, help us be able to test those things out. And Dave, thank you for giving me your YouTube link there. Dave's got a YouTube channel, Hillbilly Ham. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat now. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. He live streams some of our local nuts and stuff like that. So, Dave, I appreciate you you helping us understand that, and you're welcome to stay on as long as you'd like, and keep chatting with us if you want to. Up to you.
Alrighty.
But we appreciate you coming on and talking about Win for Yesu. So the virtual ports thing, it's a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit one of those things we hadn't dealt with a whole lot until we started realizing that there are things besides flex radios that people use these virtual ports for. So we'll definitely be looking into that.
That's like with the conversation I was having. I can't remember his name. I'll have to jump in and see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, Brad probably.
I think that's who it was. Somebody else was asking about Win for Yesu, and he asked what it was. He didn't know what it was. So I jumped in and explained what it was and told him what was actually needed. And he come back, he goes, that changes everything, because we can use COM.
It does.
Because with Win for Yesu, you can set up, I think it's 6 different virtual ports on the backside to where they can still, it can still be part of cat control, but Win for Yesu controls it.
Nice. That's incredible. Yeah, we'll definitely be looking into that. And Rodney says he'd like a guide for grid tracker integration with WRL and cat control. Yes. So yeah. Brad has sent me the instructions on how to do that. He got in there, dove in there, and figured all that out, and he sent me the instructions. So I'll hopefully be recording a grid tracker guide for you very soon, Rodney, and so we can get that released on YouTube.
That's what I had said to him earlier, because I don't have grid tracker working with it, and I stopped really playing with it because of not being able to win for Yesu.
Yeah,
but I've already got WSJTX set up with it. And it's real easy to set up. Once you got WSJTX set up, grid tracker actually talks through WSJTX.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, we've got another question here. This is KR4DCL, says, actually did have a question. Use my iPad Pro for logging while doing POTA activations. Will the iPad app see the same fidelity that the site has when it comes to filtering spots? What exactly do you mean by that? We have all, if you go to the spotting tab, you have many, if most of the same filters in the spotting tab. So I'm not sure I entirely understand your question. If you want to clarify that just a little bit, I can try to come back and answer that for you here in just a few minutes. We've got Sean saying just subscribed. Dave, I think he's talking about you. Just subscribed to you. Just saw one of your videos today.
Probably my complain video.
I haven't seen that one yet, I suppose. All right, let's dive into a few more of Pepe's questions. Pepe dumped a bunch of questions on us. We're happy for that. So, guys, if you have any questions for future live streams, we have the live stream questions chat. The live stream questions channel in our Discord. So go just drop questions in there anytime, and the next live stream we get to, we'll review those and take a look and answer some of those. Pepe asked, this is a really interesting and deep question, and I'm not sure I can cover it entirely on this stream, but his question is, what is the vision and mission of World Radio League? Our vision and mission is to become the best modern logging software, ham radio software suite on the market. I think I can sum it up in those terms. We've got the cat control going. We've got the POTA and portable operations side we've really put a lot of effort into that over the past several months and tried to nail that down. And we've done that to our to the to about we've done that really well, in my opinion. Our developers have done a great job there. And then we've kind of pivoted in recent months to contesting side of things. We've really built a robust contesting platform ever since Winter Field Day. That kind of got us kicked off, and we've really kind of built that out into a really robust system. We've started diving into analytics awards, and we'll definitely be just that will just improve and grow, and it's going to become a lot more enhanced and more beautiful as we continue to go. We've got your contact management, getting confirmations, getting, just managing, editing your contacts in bulk one at a time. It's all there. You can export and import ATIF files. You can now export Cabrillo files. It's all there. So just, that's really what we're trying to do. And, all these things have been done to an extent, but, you've got this, you got your contesting on this platform, and your POTA on this platform. You got your confirmations here. You got your contact management here, all spread out over all these different platforms. And many of them are outdated. They appear outdated to especially to some more modern hams, but, we're trying to just bring this all into one unified platform where you can go to one place, you can get your license, dive right in, and just it just make it a really comprehensive and intuitive UI where you can just jump in, know what you're looking at, and really be able to learn as you go, even more as you go, but still have all the tools you need right at your fingertips, really easy to understand and use right off the bat. So
I
that's kind of our Go ahead, Dave.
got a question. You're talking about contests and all this stuff. What about special
Yeah.
events like 13
Special
colonies?
events. 13 colonies event. Let me drop that into the contest requests. Let me get K4 AZE.
Because I'll tell you this, Andy. When it comes to World Radio League, I'm a Log for Old Men. Always been a Log for Old Men user.
Yeah.
And what made me start using the World Radio League was at the More Expo. I had my radio set up out there on portable power, and I didn't have nothing to log Florida QSO with.
Yeah.
So I downloaded World Radio League there at the More Expo for my phone.
Nice.
And was able to. And the thing that sold me on it to start playing with it was when I downloaded it. It took me all of about 30 seconds to get it set up and be able to start logging right now with it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah.
That's why I said I would jump in and be a beta tester, and I wanted to help with the com stuff because I was a hardcore Log for Old Man guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
there'll be some things as it gets a little further in the road that I'll suggest.
Oh, yeah.
But right now,
oh yeah,
I don't want to add some of the stuff that
Yeah.
was in Log for Old Men because it'd be intensive to get the stuff that's there. But I'll tell you, I'm sold on World Radio League.
Oh yeah, and we really appreciate that. And honestly, anytime you run into any issue, anytime you have any suggestion, just drop it to us. We've got guys just on call, ready to answer those questions, and say, we'll get that in the lineup, or this is why we haven't implemented it that way, or thank you for the suggestion. We'll definitely look at adding it that way. We try to be very responsive with that.
And I will say, just with the win for Yesu, when I jumped in there and made the comment that was on there, the response, all I did was get in and make a comment that yes, this would be good if we could have a virtual port to work with it. Because the one guy, somebody had come back and said something, and Brad came back and said, I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect to get a response. And it was probably 10 minutes, and there was a response on it, and we started having a conversation about it. So I will say, yes, the guys are really responsive.
Yeah, and honestly, that is why I even work at World Radio League, is because I got into this thing right after it started, and it was pretty rough at the beginning. It had some real issues. in those first few months. And I jumped in the community and started just firing requests, feature requests, and bug reports, just one after the next. And finally, they asked me just to go ahead and come on the team and help them out with handling some of those bug requests and things. And so, that's really how I started, with just being an active community member. And that's kind of, as I recall, that's kind of how Brad got started as well. Just real quickly here. See you, Chris. I'll see you, I suppose, tomorrow night. Chris and I are. I think Chris is going to do a live tomorrow night with me. So, see you, Chris. Have a great work.
Yeah, see you, Chris. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. So we had some more. Rodney says he sees World Radio League as a front end for QRZ and LOTW legacy products. Like to see how awards and confirmations could be integrated without penalty or with a notation of external confirmation. Yes, we actually have a feature in the works for like a checkbox for confirming your contacts. So like if you get a confirmation from a QSL card or another source, you can just click a checkbox on your contact and mark it confirmed. And we'll be looking into that, looking into seeing if we need any extra validation for that. But we're definitely looking into that. And then also we do have, if two users upload their logs to World Radio League, that have made contact, those contacts confirm. So the more people that you work that you can get to start using World Radio League, the more contacts you're going to confirm in World Radio League. You're gonna start building up those confirmations and awards within World Radio League platform. So it's kind of can be a front end for those other services, but it can also be kind of incorporate some of those elements. 7-3 Jacob, have a good evening. Great to see you. Hope to catch you tomorrow. Pepe says, are we looking at becoming the best logging software of America or best of the Western world? I would say best of the entire world. Is where we're trying to head. So if you ask our CEO James N0APX, I about guarantee you he would say we're going to be the best logging software in the world. And we already are. This is me suggesting what he might say, is that we're already almost all the way there, and we're just a few things left, and we'll be about there. But yeah, Pepe, we're really trying to become a very easy to use software for everybody. And just recall that all of your basic logging components are totally free. Confirmations are free. All of your basic logging components are free. Cat control is free. You don't need to pay for all those features. Where you start needing to pay is for some of the data intensive stuff, like some of our analytics and awards and that type of thing. But all of our basic logging components are free. So keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say the free part of it, because I signed up for free when I first got it. I now have paid for it. And so I'm one of the founding members. I'll have that badge of honor as one of the founding members, because
I appreciate it.
I understand. I work in IT, so I know what it takes to build a program.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And if whenever you signed up, you were able to use the form to sign up for your founding member pin. Hopefully you were able to get one of those in the mail. If not, let me know and we can get you one.
I don't think I saw anything for signing up for that pin.
Ping me on Discord. We'll get you a founding member pin coming. Yeah. All right. And then all right. What else do we have here? Sean says an online version of a QSL card collection. That's a really good suggestion, Sean. Sean, are you in our Discord? If you are, drop that in the feature requests. I think we have a feature request. It's a feedback. Drop that in the feedback channel on our Discord, because that's a very good question. I'll take that to the team if you want to drop that into the feedback channel on Discord. Kenneth Tilford, I think he's referring to what I said. James would say. He says that's what he said all weekend at Ham Benching. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're really pushing to try to get this platform as the very best suite of ham radio logging tools, and maybe even a little bit beyond that. Maybe just general ham radio tools. for use. So that's where we're headed. Of course, it takes time. We don't have a huge staff of developers on staff. We've got a few, but not a massive staff of developers. So keep in mind that we're working through these features as fast as we can go. I saw people asking, like, where are all these features that say in progress in the community? They're all in a big list, huge long list in our backlog of features that are coming very soon, and we're just flying through that list as fast as we can go. And guys, we're releasing new features like pretty much every week or two. So just keep up to date on what's new, and I'll be showing you maybe a few of those new features tonight here in just a few minutes. Sean, thank you. He's going to drop that note in the Discord.
You were talking
So
about QRZ. Quick
yeah,
question on QRZ.
yeah, yeah.
The loading to QRZ, is that going to be done to where it will auto send to QRZ, or is it going to be one where we're going to have to upload it?
We have yet to fully determine how that sync is going to happen. I think that's the next. We kind of split our
Okay.
features out into two categories: major features and mini features. And the mini features are ones that are like, quick, implement this, in
Right.
a few days. And the major features are the ones that are going to, kind of take a whole. We're going to have to take a big picture scope of what this is going to take, break it down into steps, work through it. It might take a couple weeks to implement, 2 or 3. And I think that's our very next major feature that we have not started yet, is the QRZ LOTW integration. And once we get started on that, we're going to have a lot of team discussions on, how far do we want this to go? How much automation do we want to have happen? How much do we want it to be manual? And as soon as we hit that, those questions are going to pop up. We're going to start discussing that, and we'll figure out, how much work it's going to take to do what, whether we get a V1 out where it's all manual and then get a V2 out later where it's automatic, just kind of a little insight
Right.
into our process. So,
Well, I know, like with Log of the World, I just use QRZ to transfer to Log of the World, so I'm not
oh
worried about
yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
with Log for Old Men, it'll upload my QSOs
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
QRZ for me.
Oh yeah, and I get that. Is that a scheduled thing, or is that every time you hit the log button, it sends it straight to QRZ
It's about every 10 seconds it sees if it's sent it up. If
every 10
not, then it
seconds?
just sends it up.
Okay.
So it's more of a
Okay.
timing thing.
Okay. 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 So okay. That makes a lot of sense. Well, we'll definitely take a look at that whenever we get into those discussions. Um, we have plenty more questions here to cover, guys. So let's see here. Let's see here. Pepe has another question here. What is the plan? How will let me get this pulled up on screen. What is the plan? How will World Radio League be positioned in 3 years? What do you think? How many regular users from how many countries? How large will the proportion of users from outside the US be? That is really kind of very difficult to answer at this point. We're still a fairly young company, and it's very hard to, pinpoint exactly where we'll be in 3 years. But I would say, let me just give you a little bit of insight as to where we're at. Just, I'm not going to go into huge detail, but I think I think some of this information is public, so I can share this much. We currently have um a total of 27,460 members. Well, that was as of this morning. And so, not definitely not all of those are paid members. A lot of those are free memberships. But and so we do have a lot of founding member slots open. If y'all want to get you a founding member number and this beautiful founding member pin here, I think I can't remember if the founding member pin is available for all subscription levels or the VIP subscription level. I can't recall. I'll have to check. But yeah, we're approaching 30,000 active users, and we're getting upwards of, between imported and manually logged contacts. We're getting you know well over 100,000 contacts a week. And we're just wanting to just balloon that over this year. We're really focusing hard on trying to just blow that up with content, with getting the word out there so people know that how this works, that you can use it for free, what it is. And we're hoping to balloon that out to even exponentially larger numbers, hopefully by the end of the year. And so so you can get those confirmations. Like I said, get the word out as you're making contacts. Tell people, confirm it on World Radio League, because that just helps. That helps them. That helps you. That helps us all get those confirmations going in World Radio League. It's very, very exciting. How fast we're really growing here. But yeah, I don't know, Pepe. I don't know exactly how to answer your question perfectly, but we do have a large percentage, as just from my perspective. I don't have an exact number, but from my perspective, we appear to have a large percentage of users from outside the U.S., and we want that to only continue to grow, because we're trying to, it's World Radio League. We're trying to, it's for everybody. And in fact, we're going to be, I believe the WRTC, the World Radio Sport Team Championship, is going to be held in London in 2026, I believe. And we've actually got one or two of our team members going to fly out there, set those guys up with World Radio League leaderboard, and they're going to use that as their scoreboard for the WRTC Championship 2026. So yeah, it's a worldwide platform. We're trying to get all these worldwide contests in here, but like I said, we've only in the last few months been really beefing up our platform and getting all these added, and we're really excited about it. And just keep requesting contests, and we'll keep getting them added. So well, Sean says, yeah, go ahead, Dave.
I know with now that we're getting warmer, and after I pick up something from Saturday, I'm gonna start doing more POTAs. And I'll definitely promote World Radio League on my videos when I'm doing them as well. Because like I said, when you can pick up something as quick as World Radio League and not know anything about it and get it set up that quick, it's something that new hams definitely should look at.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And even us old geezers.
Yeah, and it's really just geared toward, we had the Ham Radio Prep event or platform for a long time, and James, our CEO, was he kind of got a little bit, as I understand it, I wasn't in the company at that point, but as I understand, he got a little bit frustrated because, we're getting all these new hams on the air, and what do they have to use? What are they really going to go use as far as a modern, nice, beautiful modern interface? And that's kind of where this thing was born out of, is like, we got to get something nice and beautiful, live for all these young guys to get on the air and start using. Pepe, yes, the W and WRL is definitely the goal. We're striving that direction. We've got, WWFF, Worldwide Flora and Fauna, is a very, very much not, POTA is more U.S. centric. There's a lot of POTA operators in the U.S., probably more than in other countries. WWFF is the opposite. There's a lot of other countries that have that do a lot of WWFF, and we're adding more WWFF features. We just added the spotting system into World Radio League, so we're really trying to branch out and be as universal as we can be in that regard. So Sean says, I appreciate the customer interaction sessions and enthusiasm for the product. 73, and have a great holiday weekend. 73, Sean. I hope you have a great weekend.
73, Sean. Have a great weekend.
All right. What other questions do we have? And Dave, if you need to drop at any point, just let me know. Stay on as long as you'd like, but if you do need to drop at any point, just tell me.
Yeah, I'll probably be dropping here in a few minutes.
Yeah, understand. Just let me know. So this is a good question. This is a really good question. And Pepe, this kind of goes back. Well, here, I'll just drop it in here so that we can see it. Who actually is part of the World Radio League team? So far, I know N0WRL, that's our CEO, James. N0APX, that's myself, product manager. And K4AZE, that's one of our product engineers, Brad. But who else is in the team? So, of course, Professor Jim, he's on the ham radio prep side. He does do some testing with World Radio League every now and then. N0APX. And I'm not at liberty to disclose everybody on the team, but I will say Ryan. Some of you have seen him chatting in the live streams every once in a while. His call sign is YG3BZU. He's an Indonesian ham, and he is our graphic designer. So all of the beautiful graphic design work, that's all his. He's the brains behind a lot of that. He's on the team, and who else? We have. I'm not going to throw too many names out there. Some of y'all have seen Surafel in the chats, and he is the brains behind the mobile app. Dave, I think you were talking about the mobile app earlier. He's the brains behind the mobile app, the World Radio League mobile app. So he's definitely a great developer. Not everybody on the team is a ham, and so I'm not going to really get into the identities of a bunch of those guys, but those are our ham operators on the team. We have some guys doing content and stuff that aren't hams, that are content editors, and what have you. But yeah, we do have, like I said, Ryan. He's from Indonesia. We've got an international team, so that's also part of the WNWRL. It's very, very international team. We've got some, anyway, we've got some guys from the Middle East and what have you. So great question, Pepe. Thank you for asking that one. He also asks, I'm not sure I'm going to keep copying all of these. I'll just throw this one out there. He says currently 127 WRL users are also beta testers. This is a huge number, but how many of are actually involved and regularly provide feedback? Not very many. Pepe, you're one of the biggest helpers. You've done a lot of feedback for us, and we really, 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 truly appreciate it. All those Loom videos. So we use a tool called Loom. If you're reporting a bug or something, you can record a quick screen recording with a tool called Loom. It records your camera and your screen at the same time. You can send in, just a recording of the issue, and it's very, very helpful. And Pepe's done a lot of that, and we really, really appreciate that. But honestly, we don't have that many that are regularly, reporting issues. We have a few, but not that many. So the more, the better. So
well, I just saw something in the beta testers deal that I'm looking forward to from Brad. And that'll help me testing with the virtual ports.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pepe also says, when my logbooks are, this is a good one. I'm going to paste this one in and share it so that everybody can see it. When my logbooks are stored online with you, how is data protected against loss? This is a very good question, and I definitely want to hit this one because it's a big deal. So we use an online database service. I'm not going to say which one, but we do use an online database service. And it actually runs a backup every, I can't remember if it's every few hours or every day, but we run a very regular backups, and we always have a backed up copy of data in a secure location so that if something were to happen with our mainstream data, the most you would lose is, a few hours worth of contacts. And, it's your entire logbook history is backed up very safely. And if a cyber attack were to hit the U.S. in some strange way and we were hit, then it would, if it were to infect our database at all, you would only lose just a few hours worth of data. Other than that, it's all protected. It's all backed up. It's all safe. So very good question. We appreciate that, Pepe. Thank you for that question.
And I will say, coming from the IT world, if you're sending it to QRZ, that's a backup for your location. But then I also have my own personal backups. I have my own database I load it to, and I have my own hard copies.
Yeah, you can export an ADIF file and save that as your own personal backup if you so desire. it's very flexible. Will WRL be represented with an exhibition stand at Europe's largest amateur radio exhibition, Ham Radio, in Germany next year? I believe that's Friedrichshafen, if I'm saying that correctly, which I'm probably not. I'm not sure if we're going to have a booth there or not, but I believe James informed me that he is going to be there. So I can't recall if he's going to have a booth there, but he is going to be there. So look for James at Friedrichshafen in Germany. Rodney says, when the desktop app becomes available, would it retain a local copy of the logs and the sync would not remove them? That's a very good question. I'm going to ask my developer that. I'm going to grab a screenshot of your comment right now, Rodney, and I'm going to ping my developer that's working on that and ask him that very question.
That is a great question.
Yes, it's a very good question. He's probably in bed right now. I actually do not have a copy of the desktop app yet. He's about ready to have that one ready for internal testing. So we'll be looking at that one very soon. Let me send this to him. It definitely does log offline while you're offline, but I can't recall if after the sync it moves all your logs or if it just copies all your logs to the cloud. I'm asking him that right now. So I just sent him the message. I doubt he'll respond tonight, but Rodney, if you want to drop that into the put that into the live stream questions chat, and I'll try to respond to that once he gets back to me. That would be great. 41 years as controls engineer. Backups are your lifeline. Backups are always your lifeline.
I understand what he's saying there, because
yeah.
When you hear about these companies that do have cyber attacks and they get in trouble, it's usually because they don't have the proper backups.
Oh yeah, and we've been very careful. I think about the time World Radio League launched was around the time when there are a lot of companies getting hit with cyber attacks, and so we've been very careful and very cautious to set up backups, in a very fortified way, so that if we do get hit, we have that data. So,
when they actually launch the app, I'll start putting some stuff in the beta testing. The desktop app, if they could make a connection to where we could connect it to our own database internally, that might be a way to help back it up too.
Ooh, hey Dave, if you don't mind, could you drop that in the feedback channel, and I'll forward that on to one of our developers. I would love to send him your own words on that, and so that he knows kind of what we're talking about. That would be great. I really like that idea. Kind of an advanced feature. It probably won't be in version 1, right, but it could be like an advanced feature for version 2. Yeah, I like that. Right. I like that a lot. So Pepe says, yes, this is Friedrichshafen in Germany at the border to Austria and Switzerland. And nice. Yep. James, as far as I know, is planning on being there. So look for him there, Pepe. And tell him to tell him hi, and that Andy told you to tell him hi at Friedrichshafen. So we're a very remote team. Like I said, we're international. We're a very remote team, and I've actually never seen I don't think I've ever seen any of the team members in person before. We're very remote, and we work all online. So it would be a great switch selectable option. I think you're referring to the offline database. Yes, I agree with you there. So, okay, what else do we have? We've got okay, let's break this question down really quick from Pepe. One more one here from the Discord. He says, I can't remember where I got this information. from. There was talk here. Let me just put it all up here. I can't remember where I got this information from. There was talk of being able to choose which input fields would be visible in the logbook and in what order. Question, is this feature in the pipeline? And if so, when will it be available? So yes, that is our logbook templates feature. You're going to be able to make custom templates for your logbook that are personal to you. And as you make these, you can save them to your account. If you have a paid account, you can make custom templates, save them to your account, and yes, you can. It is very much in the pipeline. It is in development currently, in development and being worked through. And that one actually should be available for testing. Actually, let me look here. Give me just a second.
Thought I saw something for in beta on that.
Yeah, that's why I was just double checking here. I think we might have that one in beta.
I'm not in my beta account right now.
Yeah, let me log into my beta account really quickly here. If it is, I'll share my screen and show y'all. But if not, then we'll move on. But I think it's in beta. View templates. Default. Okay. So it may not be in beta just yet, but unless I'm trying to recall where these are, where we had this set up at. Let me look. Hey, Daniel W2DIY. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat below. Guys, this is a really neat feature. So I can't find this one, Pepe, but it is in development, and he will be pushing that probably to the beta very soon, if he has not already. So this is really neat. This is one of the next things we're working on, as well as this activity map here. So it shows this is of course just in beta, so we haven't got all the bugs ironed out of this one. But this is like, if any of y'all are familiar with GitHub, this is where it shows your activity for the code, the code that you push to a project on a particular day, or it shows streaks, that type of thing. That is what this is. And then you'll also have logging streaks, icons and stuff that'll pop up here showing you've logged QSOs every day for a week or for 6 days or that type of thing. So that's all in development right now. That's just a really cool visualization of your data. So we're trying to really build out some of these extra visualizations. So like I said, this is in beta. It's in our development testing environment, so it's not all ready yet, and we will launch it when it is ready. But yeah, just really exciting stuff we got going on.
All right, Andy, yeah. I'm gonna have to drop, so I'm gonna say 73,
no problem,
buddy.
Dave, we really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. You were it was just great to have you on tonight. Really great to see you.
I appreciate
we'll hopefully
you
be
having
seeing
me on.
you this weekend. So, by the way, I'm not going to get off into all the weeds here, but is the time we set, is the place we talked about earlier, is that good with you for Saturday?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll let you know a time when we get a little bit closer. So
yes,
probably mid morning or early afternoon. So
I can go up B Highway and cut over to there. So that's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. It'll probably be mid morning or early afternoon sometime. So
that'll work. Well, we're going to breakfast at 8 o'clock. So sometime after 10.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Dave. You have a good evening. We'll see you then.
Thanks for having me on, and anytime, just let me know and I'll jump on with you.
Okay, sounds good. We appreciate it. We may do this again sometime. We like having we have a select group of well, I shouldn't say a select group, but we've got several of our close friends that we like to bring on every once in a while on these live streams. So we appreciate you. We may do this again sometime. See you, Dave. Have a great evening.
All right, see you, Andy. 73 all.
7-3. All right, great to see Dave there. Pepe says, looking forward to the logging template maker. Yes, Pepe, I am too. This one's super exciting. We've got, you're going to be able to put in all your different options. You're going to be able to just, build templates using each of those individual options, and we're really excited about that. We're also going to make it easier to log satellite contacts. So have a satellite logging template for that. And yeah, we're really excited, guys. So, all right, guys. Well, you know what? I ran out of questions here. If y'all have some more, put them in here. We may have another one here. No, not just yet. If y'all have any more questions, drop them in the chat. We'll give it a couple more minutes and we can talk about, oh yeah, we were going to take a look at some new features really quickly while I'm waiting on y'all to put any more questions you have in the chat. We'll take a look at something new that released on the mobile app. I'm not going to pull up the mobile app because I can't at the moment very easily. On the mobile app we just released, I can probably show you on my phone. We released a new widget. I'm not going to show you the widget because I'd have to show you my home screen and all that stuff. But the widget contains this data here. So you now have this extended band conditions in the mobile app, just like you do on the web app, just like we said. So super excited about that. Now we also have, if you go to your log contacts page, and I did a video on this morning, we released a video on this. But if you go into here and you grab, your spotting data, you can go over here to the spotting page. Now you have this pause button. You can pause and resume this countdown. So you can pause it so they don't continually refresh. You can resume to keep them refreshing once per minute. You can now add SOTA, WWFF, W3LPL, HAMQTH, W7JD clusters all into here. And as you hover over each of these icons, it describes where that one's from. POTA, W7JD, W3LPL. They're all listed in here, really laid out nicely. So it's a SOTA contact or SOTA spot. Really nice view here. Yeah. So, yeah, guys. What else do we have? Got Daniel saying most recent contacts should come to mobile. Keep using it like it's the spotting page. That's not a bad idea. I'll definitely. Daniel, are you a member of our Discord? If you're a member of our Discord, go ahead and drop that in feedback. If not, I can pass that on to the team. All right. Not a member of the Discord. I'll drop you another invite link to the Discord in the. Oops. I'll drop another Discord invite link in here for everybody who didn't see it earlier. Yeah, Pepe, the live stream tonight, YouTube is not the only place where viewers join. So I'm not sure if StreamYard counts X or not. We post this on YouTube, Facebook, and X. I'm not sure if StreamYard counts X, but on whatever sources it does count, maximum at a time, I think I saw up around 28. If I'm not mistaken, 25, 28, somewhere around there. There's the Discord invite link, everybody. But that was maximum at one time. That wasn't like unique viewers. So I can't really tell at the moment. I may be able to go back and look later and see, but I can't tell at the moment how many unique viewers we've had. People come on and leave and what have you. But yeah, we had a fairly nice turnout tonight. So we appreciate everybody. Daniel, you feel free to join the Discord. Just drop that link in there. All right, guys. I think we've pretty much covered everything. We appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see you next time on World Radio League. 7-3 N0APX. I'm clear.